Daniela Williams here on Inside Cannabis. Today we are joined with the one and only Wendy Campbell, the VP of Sales at MJ Unpacked. Very excited, especially with the show coming up. So let's just jump right in. Wendy, please share with us a little bit about your journey in cannabis.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Daniela. We're excited to be coming to St. Louis with MJ Unpacked, and wouldn't have got there if I didn't get my roots in cannabis. Basically the short story is from dorm room to boardroom. I was introduced to the plant as a college student my freshman year and got into the distribution business and realized what an amazing culture it was, the benefit of the plant, whether it was recreational or medicinal, and made a lot of friends and influenced a lot of people and sold a lot of cannabis. And then graduated and thought I would leave that all behind and entered into corporate America. Fast forward to working at some of the biggest, most recognized brands, Fortune 50, Fortune 500, and global startups. And then, took those best practices into the regulated cannabis space. Moved to Seattle, Washington back in 2014, literally drove into town as adult use stores were opening day one.
Amazing.
I didn't know, I had family and friends saying, you should go work in cannabis. And I was like, I don't know how legit this is going to be. How do I tell my parents? But about 4 years later, we had put some roots down and bought our condo. There was a job for Dope Media, Dope Magazine, national sales. And I took a leap and secured the job. And at that time, there were 5 to 6 states that were either adult use or recreational. And Dope was a publication with digital and print, as well as parties and events that they put together. And I got right in the heat of it all. And I got to see how these brands were transitioning and retailers were transitioning from medicinal to recreational.
Sure.
And the community, not just the consumer, but the industry, and how there was so much need to continue to build and to grow. And there was an opportunity. Fast forward to we got acquired by High Times. And I was one of the last ones in, and so one of the first ones out. It was my 7th merger and acquisition in 30 years, so I wasn't surprised.
But
it happens, right? It happens. But at that time, the president of Dope Media, George Jage, who is the CEO here at Jage Media and MJ Unpacked, hired me. And he just, at Dope. So we just stayed in contact. And we were talking about the future. And George and Kim, our founders, CEO and CMO, they have built multiple trade events, operated them, sold and exited them successfully in fashion and beverage, as well as George was the president of MJ BizCon from 2014 to 2017 in MJ Biz Daily. So when we looked at our backgrounds in food, fashion, gift, toy, game, it was clear that George and Kim's vision to create a national event for cannabis brands and retailers, licensed operators, was the future, right?
Yeah.
And so they just kept knocking on my door and enrolled me in that possibility. And while they've been the one producing, exiting, and selling trade events, I've been the exhibitor or sponsor for 30 years. At one point, I was doing 30 trade shows a year, right? So
that's crazy.
Crazy. Right?
Yes.
So let's do it. Let's make this first big event. And if you look at all those industries, food, fashion, gift, toy, game, electronics, the biggest events in those industries are about brands and retailers.
Right.
And they still have supply side events, but they're typically 3 to 7 times smaller than the big event.
Sure.
So it really just became very clear in George and Kim's vision that this was possible to create that national event. And then we put the qualification process on it. So we're about quality versus quantity. You have to be a manager or above from a licensed operator or a research scientist or an accredited investor to get in the front door.
So tell me, who and what is MJ Unpacked for those who may not know?
Oh, great question. Who or what is MJ Unpacked? We are the first and only national event in the cannabis industry exclusively for licensed operators. We focus on brands, retailers, producers, processors, cultivators, manufacturers, etc., as well as research scientists and accredited investors, and we qualified everyone.
Love it.
So the conversations have legs and they're juicy at MJ Unpacked. In order for someone to be in the room, they need to be a manager or above from a licensed operator, a research scientist, or accredited investor. So it's really about the quality of the audience. They're there to make decisions and move the business forward.
Okay, so I think you might have answered my next question, but what sets MJ Unpacked apart from everyone and everything else?
I think that we're focused on from day one, right? Community, commerce, and capital. And we're doing that on a national level. And then that qualification process. So there are a lot of, industry folks that want to get into the event, but they might not qualify.
Sure.
And this really creates an environment where decision makers don't feel like they're being sold, but it's more of that instant spark or connection that we have similar interests and what can we do for each other.
Yes.
That leads to the relationship building to determine, is there a decision that can create capital or commerce for us together?
Right.
So it's really just bringing that focused audience into the room to make decisions that drive the industry forward.
I love it. I love it, which is why it's so special. So with that being said, please tell us what is next for MJ Unpacked. I see it's obviously on your background, but let's really shout it out for every viewer who's watching.
I appreciate you asking. MJ Unpacked event number 7. We're coming to the Midwest, the flyover states, St. Louis, Missouri, November 5th, 6th, and 7th at the Union Station Hotel. Well, we've got a lot of new and first things happening there, and I'll pause on that in case you want to ask about it. And then we'll be returning for, we usually do a spring and a fall event. So this is our fall 2024 event. Next spring, we'll return to the East Coast for the 4th time, 2nd time in Atlantic City. So return to the Hard Rock, April 29th, 30th, and May 1st. And very soon, we'll be announcing our fall location and dates for 2025. So
I love it.
Of, bringing the industry together and creating commerce and capital access.
I love it. And where can people find more about not only MJ Unpacked, but you, Wendy Campbell?
Well, MJ Unpacked, mjunpacked.com. Go there.
Okay.
You can find out about attending, exhibiting, see our schedule of events, agenda at a glance, and learn and view what the buzz of the industry is around MJ Unpacked. Me, easiest way to find me is on LinkedIn. I kind of live there as I love what it provides for our industry. So just Wendy Campbell on LinkedIn.
I love it. Well, Wendy, thank you so much for being on. I'm excited to see you in person. I will be there, and I will be there with Highly Capitalized. So please stop by and see us. I'm excited. It's an amazing event, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it and so happy you're able to join us today.
Well, thanks for having us. Everybody loves Highly Capitalized. They love those interview opportunities. So thanks for the support.
Of course. Absolutely.